today about business, entrepreneurship, and how money is made. So you guys, like Mr. Meadow said, I like to talk about money. So don't say, well, Greg, money's not that important. Well, yeah, money is very important. It's right up there next to oxygen. So I'm going to share with you guys how becoming a driver with our TRYP opportunity, as well as using it as a business, can actually change your life. So here's a quote from our CEO. He said, "New ideas bring us an opportunity to a crossroads where paws are moving forward with bold new initiatives of disrupting the disruptors can happen. TRYP Rides will turn the rideshare industry upside down." Now, I want you guys to take a look at what I'm saying, where he said disrupting the disruptors. Now, like I just said earlier, Uber came in, they disrupted the transportation industry. Now, we're going to come in and disrupt the rideshare industry that they created. Now, as I go through this, I'm not here rideshare bashing. I'm not here bashing Uber, Lyft, and some of the other competitors out there. Things that's happening right now today, because guess what? You don't have to convince anybody to get involved in the rideshare industry. I was one of those people who said, I mean, I'm not riding in a stranger's car. And it took me a while. But one day, me and my wife were traveling, and I said, you want to get a rental car or you want to rent an Uber? I mean, you want to get an Uber? She said, let's get an Uber. I got in that car, and somebody took me where I was going. It was only a few dollars. I said, man, this is the best thing ever. So now I've been a fan of the rideshare industry, but all I could do from that was be a rider. And so now I'm going to show you how you can leverage that industry that is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So TRYP Technologies is a software as a service company. We're not a transportation company. We're a software company. And what we do is we have a subscription-based approach to ride sharing and on-demand transportation, where we allow our drivers, which are partners with the company, to pay a low monthly fee and keep 100% of the tip, 100% of the fare, 100% of the cancellation fees. And then our riders enjoy low fares. So I'm going to walk through this kind of methodically and show you guys exactly how this is going to benefit us as drivers, as entrepreneurs, and as riders as a whole. So when we looked at the rideshare industry, we saw a few problems. One of the biggest problems was that drivers were complaining about the money that they pay in fees. If you look at all of the different complaints that drivers have, that's the biggest complaint, how they're getting paid. So now we came up with a business model where they can pay a low monthly fee and keep 100% of the fare and 100% of the tip. Now, if you're a driver, just think to yourself, how much money would I have made last month if I didn't pay any fees to the company I'm driving with? If I didn't pay them anything, how much would I have made? So this is going to change some lives of a whole lot of drivers out here. And what we're doing now, we're just sharing this opportunity and explaining this to drivers so that they can understand the magnitude of this, because we're empowering drivers to have their own business. Now you can have a business in your car, and I'm going to show you that. Right now, there are over 2 million people driving across the nation. That's not worldwide. That's just in the United States. I was talking to somebody the other day. They said there's about 100,000 people driving in the city of New Orleans. They have 100,000 rideshare drivers. So this is not something that we have to convince people to do. People are already doing this. We're just going to show them how they can make more money and leverage the industry that they're already a part of. Most people that do this as a business love the lifestyle that they get from it, because they can go on and off when they want to. They want to spend time with their family, they can. If they want to, if they don't have nothing to do right now, they can get up and go make some money. And we're going to show them how the same thing that they're doing now, you can actually make more and more and more money. There's over 65 million people who hail rides in the nation. 65 million people. So a lot of people say, well, Greg, where are you guys getting customers from? There's over 65 million people today who already take rides. I ride in the rideshare industry. I'm not brand specific. I don't really care who I ride with. I just want to get there at point A to point B the quickest way at the cheapest price. And so we at TRYP, we've identified some things, and we're going to make it better for the rider as a consumer and for the driver. So here's a third-party company, MarketWatch. Well, MarketWatch said the rideshare industry is expected to grow to $285 billion by 2030. So when you're in business and whenever you're looking at an industry to get involved in, you want to get in. You want to get in front of some massive growth. Right now, the rideshare industry is in high. Today, the rideshare industry is a $36 billion a year industry, and it's expected to go to $285 billion by 2030. Right now, there's 15 million people a day catching rides, and by 2030, there's going to be 97 million people a day catching rides. So now you can position yourself in front of this hyper-growth industry, and I'm going to show you how you can leverage that. When you see those growth numbers, you're going to be able to leverage that as drivers, as business owners, and as riders. It's amazing what's going on. Here's some of the markets that we've determined that we were going to open when we looked at our research and development. These are not in any particular order. These are just some of the major markets that we decided that we were going to go into. Well, since then, this is 51 different markets. So if you see your city on here, like if you're in Dallas, you're not number 29. This is just 51 cities. So since then, we've identified over 90 markets that we're going to be into by midsummer. By midsummer, we're going to open up 90 different markets. Right now, we're actually licensed in several different markets right now. So we're in driver acquisition mode at this point. What we're doing now is going around the country, sharing this information with drivers, getting drivers committed. Before we release the app to the riders, we're putting together the infrastructure. So if you guys have ever said in your lifetime, man, that guy, he's rich because he was in the right place at the right time. Or, oh man, that guy, he made it because he was first. This is your right place, right time opportunity. Because right now, in the United States of America, 0 people are taking TRYP rides. By the end of 2019, we expect to have over 500,000 people driving for TRYP rides, people hailing rides. So now you're able to leverage that. So what we're doing right now is spreading the word, talking to drivers, sharing the opportunity with drivers, and it's going viral. As we go across the country, everybody wants to be involved. So who's our competition? Uber, Lyft, and some of you may have never heard of Via, but Uber's been around since, 2009? And right here it says they're in over 60 countries, and they were recently valued at about $70 billion. Well, since then, we had to change that because they actually have they're going to do their IPO the second quarter of this year, and they have a valuation of over $120 billion. Listen to what I just said. They've been around since 2009. It's 2019. They're going to be worth $120 billion of a new industry. Been around since 2012. They're worth tens of billions of dollars. Via, they only operate in 3 different markets. So they're very successful, but they only operate in 3 different markets. So these are the people who we're competing with. And I'm going to show you how Uber is going to be worth $120 billion. And guess what? The people who got them to that place, the drivers, are not going to be able to participate in the IPO when that happens. Because in order to participate in the IPO, you have to have at least a net worth of $250,000. Most drivers don't have a net worth of $250,000. So when the stock drops, the drivers who got them to that point won't be able to purchase it. They'll have to wait till it goes through to the retail market to get it. So that's a travesty. But what sets us apart? Exclusivity. You can only you can only become a rider, a driver, or an influencer through a member invitation. Every time somebody is riding in a TRYP ride, that ride is attached to someone. And I'm going to show you how we make money from that. The drivers pay a flat monthly fee of $199. I talked to some drivers, they said, well, Greg, $199, Uber and Lyft don't make me pay anything. Yes, they do. You pay every trip. Every ride you take, they're taking somewhere between 25% and 60%. What those parameters are, I haven't been able to figure out. But as I talk to drivers and I look at what they get, at what they're getting paid, man, some guy. There was this one guy. He took a trip that was $180 to the airport. When he got paid on that trip, he only made $80. I'm like, I thought they were only supposed to take 25% of it. So here's some of the complaints that people are having, and we as TRYP, we're going to solve this problem for drivers. So now we're going to let drivers keep 100% of the fare and the tip and just pay a low monthly fee of $199. So most people who drive full time will say, well, man, I can pay the $199 in 1 day or 2 days, and the rest of my month is free to me. Yes, you have a business that you run out of your car, and you don't have nothing but a $199 fee. We have a unique peer-to-peer technology that pays our drivers directly. Our software is on the blockchain, so we have a peer-to-peer network. So now when a passenger gets in your car, if you're a driver, a passenger gets in your car, as soon as they pay for their ride, it goes directly into your bank account. It doesn't go to TRYP, and then they pay you at the end of the week or pay you 2 weeks from now. Every time you make a ride, you get paid. So for those people who say, man, I need to get paid daily, well, you can get paid hourly with TRYP Rides. It's a true sharing economy with the free viral app. Every time people use the app, they can earn cash. And I'll show you that in detail going forward. But the biggest thing is they can make 100% of the fare, 100% of the tip. And for us as consumers, they're not going to have a surge fee. They're not going to have a surge fee. I was catching a ride. I was in Las Vegas a couple of months ago, and I was catching a ride. It cost me $8.80 or something like that every day to the convention and back to the hotel. So on about the fourth day, I got up and I chose the ride, and it was $16. So I said, no, that's wrong. But this I've been catching this ride all week. It's $8. So I went back in my phone and did it again. Came back up, it was $16. It's amazing. The driver and the passenger can call the police with the panic button. So now, if you're a driver and you got an irate passenger, you can go in your phone and just push the button, and the passenger doesn't know that you called the police, and they'll geolocate to your location. If a passenger is not feeling safe, a passenger has the ability to use the panic button to call the police without alerting the driver that they've done so. So now there's safety. Another big thing, our app allows you as a passenger to choose who you want to drive you. So now, if you got a daughter and you need her to get picked up, and you don't know with Uber or Lyft who's going to get her, but with TRYP, you can choose who you want to pick your daughter up. If I'm going to work every day and there's a guy around the corner from me, I like him, so I'm going to let him drive me to work every day. I can get up every morning and choose him as my driver, and he can come pick me up. So for those people that are drivers, now you can build a book of business. You can have appointments every single day. With these other rideshare companies, all of the customers are theirs. With TRYP, you can build a book of business. You can have people you picking up daily, have rides already scheduled. So there's just some amazing things that's going on with our app. You guys, excuse me, my sinuses are killing me today. So there's some amazing things that are going on with our app. I could go into a ton of that, but I like to get to the nitty gritty. Here's our CEO, Mr. Robert McNulty. He's a serial entrepreneur. I could talk all day about him, but just know this. He founded shopping.com. This was before people were shopping on the internet. So this man's a visionary. He sold shopping.com for several $100 million, and he's done tons of different business ventures since then. He's got 40 years of business. So here's who's at the helm of this, a visionary. He's always wanted to do something in the rideshare industry. So he came up with this is his brainchild. He came up with a platform that was going to allow everybody to leverage this can share our app. Every time you share the app, you can make money. You can become a driver. When you sign up as a trip partner, you get paid instantly. You keep 100% of the fares and 100% of the tips. And guess what? Watch this. If you refer 3 drivers, your membership is free. You guys hear that? Now you're a driver. You pay $199 a month. You get all of the fares and tips, fees, all that comes to you. Now you go out and refer 3 other drivers to this platform because, like I said earlier, exclusivity. Everybody has to be attached to somebody. You go refer 3 drivers, your $199 fee is waived. Now you have a business where you have a book of business where you got clients, you have all of the fares, all of the tips, you're getting paid instantly, and you don't have any fees to pay to the company. That's amazing. I could stop right there. Those people who drive, this is a game changer for you guys. This is an absolute game changer. So when you become an influencer, I'll talk about that shortly, you can earn weekly residual cash and bonuses. And then we also have trip rewards, which is vacations and cars and things of that nature. In order to take advantage of our stock options, we have what's called a Trip Influencer program. So if you're a driver influencer, you get to take advantage of our stock options. Now, what does that mean, Greg? Uber's about to go public. $120 billion. What if you were at the table with stock options? If you were at the table with stock options, you'd be absolutely done right now. So what I'm sharing with you is an opportunity that's going to absolutely change people's lives. But in order for you to be a shareholder with Trip, you have to become a driver and an influencer and do that for 18 consecutive months. I'll get into detail on that in a minute. So loyalty, we share our results. We share success with everybody through our free app. But what I'm going to do, guys, what I'm going to do is, because I keep building up to it, I'm going to go ahead and get to the money so that you guys can understand exactly how powerful this is. Because like I just said earlier, for those people who are drivers, I could have stopped 5 minutes ago. But what I want you guys to do is just hang on with me for a few more minutes, and I'm going to show you something that's life-changing. But in order to qualify for the stock option, you must be an active driver for at least 18 consecutive months. Based on the point system, you can receive stock option bonuses with every action you take. So if you get a 5-star ride, you get more stock options. Everything that you do good for the company, there's points attached to it, which gives you more stock options. So get with the person that invited you out. They can go into detail on exactly how that works so that you guys can understand how to leverage this. Because now you as a driver can refer other drivers and get your fare for free. And then if you become an influencer, you can also take advantage of stock options and make money off of the drivers that you referred. So the Founders Club is the first 90 days. The first 90 days, those people who are driver influencers get an opportunity to take advantage of the stock options in our Founders Club, which is a bigger portion of the pie. Guess what? We're so new, day 1 of the 90 days hadn't even started ticking yet. Day 1 hadn't even come yet. So you're in the right place at the right time. So now I want to shift gears. For those people who said, oh man, I just want to drive, I don't really want to make any extra money, then I'm done. But for those people who said, well, Greg, you've been talking about how we're going to leverage this the whole time, show me. I'm about to get into that right now. So I'm going to share some things with you in just a few minutes that really caught me off guard when I first looked at it, because I said, no, this can't be true. There's no way this is true. And as I did my investigation, because every time I do anything in business, I do my due diligence. As I did my due diligence, I found out that this is going to change tons and tons of people's lives. We get paid 4 ways. First one, share the app. You remember when you got the app, the other rideshare apps in your phone? Somebody said, download this app in your phone because they were going to get ride credits. They said, well, download this app, and then when you use it, I'll get a free ride. Now that app is in everybody's phone around the world. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to give credits for downloading the app. But watch this. If I share the app with you and say, download this app on your phone, it's a new rideshare company, it's going to be cheaper and better. When you ride and catch a TRYP ride, I make 40 cents every time you catch a ride. Every single time. All around the world, wherever you go, all around the country, when you're doing your normal day-to-day and you're catching rideshare and you use TRYP, I'll get paid 40 cents every time that happens. Driver referral bonuses. For those people who are influencers, you'll get driver referral bonuses. If you refer a driver, they'll pay you a bonus. Then we get weekly residual income and rank advancement bonuses. When you become an influencer, you refer drivers. They pay you $50 for every driver that you refer. So you said, well, Greg, you said we were going to talk about money. You went from 40 cents to $50. That's not a lot of money. But if I'll take it every time somebody gives it to me. If I walked outside right now and saw $50.40 laying on the ground, I'm going to pick it up. First, I'm going to put my foot on it, then look around, make sure there's nobody see me. Then I'm going to pick it up. And I know most of you guys will do the same. So every time you refer a driver, somebody who's already out here driving, and you tell them, what if I could share with you how to earn 100% of your tips and 100% of your fares? Would that be something you're interested in? And they say, yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. And then they start driving, the company will pay you $50. Like we said earlier, if you refer 3 drivers, your fee is waived. If you're an influencer and you refer 3 drivers pays you $200 a month, which is $50 a week. Every Saturday we get paid. So you refer 3 drivers and they're going to pay you $200 a month. Now, what did I say earlier? Every driver is going to do what? 3 and free. Every driver is going to want to not to pay his $199 fee. So they're going to go out and refer what? 3 drivers. So if my 3 drivers that I sponsored here decide that they want to get their 3 drivers, now I have 12 drivers. When I get 10 drivers or more, I make $600 a month. So here's the leverage that I was talking about. There are going to be 10 drivers out here driving anyway, whether I want them to or not. If I refer them, I get paid $600 a month while they do it. That's amazing. So now I got those few drivers. They want their 3 and free. We're up to 24 drivers. 24 drivers is $1,000 a month. I should stop right here. $1,000 a month. I like to pause here because I don't want people to miss this. $1,000 a month would change the economy. It would change. If somebody got an extra $250 every Saturday, it would change everything. So let's not discount how much a lifestyle change, an extra $1,000 a month that you don't have to go out and get will have an impact on your household. That's just 24 drivers. And how many did I refer? I referred 3. Who referred 3? Now I'm up to 24 drivers. I make $1,000 a month. That's amazing. 60 drivers is $2,000 a month. $500 every week. 180 drivers. Within the sound of my voice, every single person on this call can get 180 drivers. You can leverage 180 drivers. It's $5,000 a month, $1,250 a week. People go to college for years and don't make that. I know. People say, "Well, Greg, you live in Atlanta, man. Everybody down there got money." No. I'm telling you what the statistics say. I don't go by what people say. I look at the numbers. Most people don't make $5,000 a month. Most people don't. But with just 180 drivers, $5,000 a month. 400 drivers, $10,000 a month. Now, some people, I start losing people when I get to this point, because some people's belief system, you worked your whole life, man. You never made $25,000 a month. So watch this. If you don't believe it, then latch on to my belief, because I can show you a way to this $25,000 a month. You're on this call for a reason. 2,000 drivers is $50,000 a month. I said earlier, in the city of New Orleans, there's over 100,000 people driving just in that city. We're going to be in 90 markets by midsummer. Right now, you have the opportunity to leverage those markets. You have the opportunity to be one of the leaders in that area, to launch the drivers in that area. Understand where you sit right now. 4,000 drivers is $100,000 a month, $25,000 every week. 12,000 drivers is $250,000. 24,000 drivers is $500,000 a month. Now, when I looked at this, I said to myself, the biggest problem I had with this money flow is, why did they only let me make $500,000 a month? Now, you see the difference in thought process? I wasn't looking to say, I don't know if I can get 400 drivers. I'm saying to myself, I know I can get 24,000 drivers. Why are we stopping there? But understand, no more than 40% of your drivers can come from one personally enrolled team. So that's by law. So if you went out and you signed up one person, he went out and signed up 24,000 people, you can only take 40% of his for your earnings. So you have to have 40% in one leg, 40% in another leg, 20% in another leg. Give it to the person that invites you out. They can break that down for you and show you exactly how that works. But that's by law from the government, the reason why we have to implement that. But understand what I'm saying. 3 drivers is $200 a month. What would $200 a month do for you? So when I show you how to get involved with this, treat this as if it's a $500,000 a month business, and it will treat you that way. Here's some of our ranked bonuses. When you get 60 drivers, they give you $500. When you get up to 180 drivers, they give you a $1,500 bonus. When you get up to 400 drivers, they'll give you a $5,000 one-time bonus. For those people who have 400 drivers and you're making $10,000 a month, then sponsor somebody for the holidays with that extra $5,000 a month. Get that to your family or something. Now, here's our trip getaway. When you get to 1,000 drivers, you're making $25,000 a month. The company is going to send you on a trip for 2, resort, airfare, food, and spending cash. They're going to give you money to spend while you're on the trip. When you get to 2,000 drivers, all-inclusive cruise for a family of 4, airfare, cruise, and spending cash. You're already making $50,000 a month. They just give you this just to tell you thank you. 4,000 drivers. They give you the keys and the title to an electric vehicle. You say, well, Greg, why did they give me an electric vehicle? We're a technology company, so we're going to give you something technology-based. But watch this. This is not one of those programs where we're going to give you a few $100s to pay on your car note. And then when you don't qualify next month, we don't give you that money anymore. No, once you qualify here, they give you the keys and the title. Watch this. 12,000 drivers. They give you the keys and the title to a more expensive electric vehicle. They didn't take the other one back. Now you have two. Free. That's going to absolutely change your life, change your family's life, and change the legacy of your family. Here's the ultimate. When you get to 24,000 drivers, $500,000 a month, they're going to send you on a trip around the world. I was told it's about 4 months. Don't quote me on that. But when you get back, you're $2 million richer. A trip around the world first class. These are just perks. But how do we get started? There's a couple of different ways you can join us. App user. The app user is free. Like I said earlier, people are going to be able to pass the app out. It'll have their link on it. They can get ride credits and things of that nature. Those people who are influencers can pass out the app and they'll get paid 40 cents every time somebody rides. The driver is a $250 setup fee and $199 a month for the software licensing. You get to keep 100% of the fare, 100% of the This is a no-brainer. We're not changing the rideshare industry. We're just plugging a few holes. Entrepreneurs get rich by fixing problems. So these are the problems that we're fixing. Influencer, $149 a year. Now, off of that tree, that $500,000 a month tree that I just showed you, the driver doesn't get to participate in that. Only the influencer. The influencer is $149 a month. You get tons of marketing things, but the biggest thing is you can leverage all of the other drivers. As they drive and make money and make 100% of their fares and tips, you get paid while they do it. It's $149 a year. But I tell everybody under my voice right now should take a look at being a driver and an influencer. It's $399. If you look at the $250 setup fee here and the $149 yearly fee, that's $399. And you also have the $199 fee for the driver. If you're a driver influencer, you get to drive, take advantage of 3 and free. You get to take advantage of 100% of your fares and tips. You're also an influencer, so you get to leverage other drivers, and you also get stock option bonuses. When you're able to take advantage of the stock options, I tell people all the time. They say, well, Greg, I just want to be an influencer. And I said, so you're going to let $250 keep you from sitting at the table when we go public? Well, I got to pay the $199 fee. Well, so you're not planning on having 3 drivers? Because if you got 3 drivers, it's free. So for those people who say, well, I just want to drive, I don't want to tell nobody about it. But watch this. What if you go out and you're driving and you tell 3 people so you can get your free, and those 3 people tell 3 people, and before you know it, you got 180 people that have been told that are linked to you, and you could be making $5,000 extra a month, but you decided the $149 kept you away from it. The $149 kept you away from the stock options. So I tell everybody under the sound of my voice, sign up as a driver influencer. When you sign up the first month, your $199 fee is not due until 30 days after your city is launched. Now listen to what I just said. For those people under the sound of my voice who are in a city that's being built, it hasn't launched yet, you don't pay your $199 fee until 30 days after your city launches. So guess what you need to do before then? Get you 3 drivers and you won't have to pay it. This is a no-brainer. For those people who are going out every day driving, this is going to change people's lives. Those people that you know that are drivers, this is going to absolutely change their lives. Those people like myself who are business-minded, the influencer is going to change people's lives. So there's a couple different people on this call. There's one who said, Greg, man, I got that a long time ago, man. Well, get with the person that invites you out. Tell them, send you a referral link. When you sign up on that referral link, you'll be able to upgrade to driver influencer. There's people who say, well, Greg, I don't know. I need to get more information. Well, we do these calls a couple of times a day, 5 days a week. So get on again. If you're confused, you got questions, get on again. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. And it's those people who say, well, Greg, it's not for me. I don't like talking to people. I don't like referring people. Well, great. Thank the person that invited you out for thinking enough of you to give you an opportunity to change your life. But at any rate, refer a few people to them.